Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abby, and I warmly welcome you to the Caribbean. And I also welcome you to my container garden here in Trinidad and Tobago. I've been MIA, still struggling a little bit to get over this cold, still um, having a little bit of film in the throat, but majority recovered. So this morning I'm out here. It's also sunny, guys. It's also a beautiful day out. You can't see. I'll probably show you from another angle, but it is pristine blue skies this morning. So I want to get some seeds sown, and I also have some harvesting to do. And while I do that, I'm going to give you guys a garden tour this morning to let you see what is growing on here in the garden in the month of July. So before I move from here, I wanted to highlight some of the things that you could get started in the wet season if you are here in the tropics, especially us down here in the south. We get a lot of rain. Flooding is a natural thing that happens the half the year. We are always concerned about the excess water, but there are some things that you can still grow despite having that excess water that will do well. One of those things is okra. So I want to plant some more okras because I'm intentionally growing more. As you guys would have heard, my theme for the year is grow more in the year 2024. So I'm going to plant some more okra. This is my favorite variety. It's called Deerhorn. It's a long okra. It gets up to 14 inches long and still is tender. And in my opinion, it is sweeter than all the other varieties. You know, I prefer it because it gives me time to harvest and I get more bang for my buck okra wise. Another thing that I want to start again is some more peppers. So I have my Kanaji, my sweet banana pepper, and guys, for the last 3 weeks, I've been trying to get sorrel to grow. We should have had this started since the month of June. June is the time to get your sorrel seeds started so that it will be in time to bear in December, January months. So I am going to try this again, and if I'm not successful this week, I am going to digress and buy me some seedlings because I'm trying and it's not working out. The seedlings are coming up and I'm getting dampening off every time. So yeah. So again, my zucchini plant is gone kaput. So I'm going to start a new one. I'm going back to the tigress. In fact, I enjoyed the Black Beauty. We put it in our stew. I actually made my kids, they love stew dumplings. That's where you stew your chicken and you boil your dumplings in the stew and coconut milk in the stew. They love that a lot and they love the chunks of carrot. But this time I added zucchini as well and they said it was a hit. So zucchini, bread, zucchini in the stew at the right time. Of course, you don't want to put it in too early that it becomes a mushy mess. You put it at the end where it still maintains a crunch and still soaks in some of that saucy goodness. So I'm going to plant some tigress. So I'm going to interchange between the two. And I also have some of my cheat germination process here. I have some onions in this napkin here in this Ziploc bag that has started to sprout. And so I'm going to get them into some soil and get them ready for my next set of onions because these ones here are doing so well in that container. I'm thinking when I harvest the radishes there that I would replace that spot with onions, the next crop of onions. Yeah, so that's what I want to do this morning, but still, I want to give you guys a tour. So I'm going to start from the back and let you see what's going on in the back, and I'm going to work my way to the front that while I'm in the front, I can pop these seeds into some dirt and let the Lord let it grow. So let's go. By the way, how you guys been doing? Here in Trinidad and Tobago, we've been having dengue fevers on the rise. And hold on, guys. Trying to get my tripod over. Yeah, dengue fever is on the rise, as well as we had this virus. Probably it was COVID or something, but we caught it, and it wasn't pretty, guys. It was not nice. So let's start this garden tour. Alrighty, alrighty. So we're in the back here. You guys know my water tank. It has a small hole, so it's leaking. So that's why in the back here it has this drip. But the plantains are sending up a whole bunch of suckers here. I got two here, one on this side, and I'm seeing another one looking to poke out the soil there. So I'm gonna have to rehome at least three of these suckers from in this container. No flowers yet. No flowers yet, guys, but the plant is sure looking healthy. I'm continually putting my kitchen scraps in here in order to feed this container and to keep this planting going good. Over here, you can see the ginger is still growing on. I have a bit of uh, bunching onions, as I call it, or green onions growing here. This It's just I can't get enough of this, guys. This is amazing. So the second pineapple is ready. I'm gonna let this finish ripening on the inside. And so now that I've harvested this pineapple, what I have to do now is yank yank this pineapple out of the pot so that it can stop taking nutrients and we get some other stuff growing in here. As you guys can see, I planted my, something uprooted that one, but it's still going. I planted my um, other baby um, pineapples in here, but I'm rethinking that all because all because it takes up a bit of space. So I'm thinking I could probably get like a 3 gallon container, a couple of them, and and plant them in that instead, and probably use this trough in a better way. I'm thinking to probably plant stuff like ground provisions. We love Edos, and Edos is quite expensive. So I'm thinking probably to go to the supermarket or the market, get me some Edo plants, Edo corms, pop them in the soil and see if we can probably get Edos or some kind of ground provision from in here, or probably interplant in between the pineapple. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section if you think that is plausible, if that is doable, or if the edible would take too much nutrients and the pineapple would suffer, or vice versa. But that's what I have in my mind, to probably plant two crops in this trough, probably the pineapple and the edibles, because my kids, they love edibles, mashed edibles with the butter. They love that stuff. So yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Wow, it's so hot. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning here. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to bundle that up and get that ready to put on the roadside for the trucks to take it when they pass by. So back on track. Here is my Tanya. I saw it in the supermarket and I couldn't resist, so I took up two extra. And you know what? I'm gonna take you guys off the tripod. I'm not managing you guys on this tripod. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back and in better control of this camera. So here in this container, I have okra. It's not producing at the moment. It has a couple of flowers up there. I have been trying to pull off the leaves, as I've learned from Marie, to pull off the leaves as I harvest in order to keep it going. The pumpkin is vining, going wherever it wants to go, and I'm going to let it, because I don't have any more pumpkin. We ate it all, and one of the biggest ones, it actually spoiled. I don't know why, but it rotted. And so I need more pumpkin to come by. So I'm seeing this one here. It's getting ready to open. So I'm gonna take up one of these male flowers that is open. Not much pollen in there, but I'm gonna try hand pollinating. And there's some stuff on that. What's that? Wasp? What, are they eating something on the outside? I don't know. There's a bunch of wasps on it. And so I'm gonna gingerly just peel away one of the petals and hand pollinate that pumpkin. Anyway, so here guys, you can see the vines have reached to the top. So the passion fruit, they've reached to the top. The butterflies have been laying their eggs on it, and so they're getting chewed up for the moment. But as we all know, those butterflies, they have a season with these caterpillars that like to chew up the passion fruit vine. I'm not too concerned about that. Passion fruit is a hardy vine, so that's going to bounce back. Also here in this pot with the passion fruit, I have my fever grass, that's tea, more ginger over there. So that's what's going on in the back here. So we got plantain, okra, pineapple, tanya, pumpkin, and lemongrass. Just here in this one row of pots right here. And that's quite a bit to grow in a container and quite a bit to harvest. I got a next baby pineapple for that to dry. One of my subscribers mentioned in one of my videos that I needed to put those baby pineapple plants to dry before sticking them in the soil. So there are two there that I picked after, and so I'm going to let those dry and create a crust before sticking them in the soil. But honestly, I haven't seen anything happen to the other ones. They seem to be doing just fine, but as for the sake of experimenting, I'm going to follow the suggestion and allow them to dry and then stick them in the soil to see if it makes a difference. So yeah, all the pumpkins that was on this vine, guys, with all the rains we had, they all rotted. They were pollinated, they get to a size, and then they just rotted. So I'm not sure if it was um, an unsuccessful pollination or if there was just too much water and the vine decided to abort. So right now I have no baby pumpkins growing. All of the two of them that did germinate, did start growing, they both rotted. So that was the end of that. But I just hand pollinated that flower, and I'm gonna see if it takes. I hope so. Anyway, on to the next part. So we're gonna keep going this way so I can show you guys how the garden is doing. How this aisleway is looking. So you guys know that I have my good lord, don't tell me I forget the name of this plant again, but these guys, they love the shade. So if you're in the tropics and you have like your Joseph coats and your, oh boy, oh, the name, it's eluding me right now again. But these guys, they love shade. They will give you the best pops of color once it is in the shade. Can you see how vibrant and beautiful these are? I also popped this one in here as a contrast against everything, and it is, oh my word, the camera is doing it justice. It is beautiful. I also have a little on this side, and I also have a ponytail palm in a pot over here. Here I have my cane, and it is growing and growing. With all this rain, the cane is just taking off, guys. They are doing well. Lovely, lovely size cane in here. Last night, I treated the entire garden with dishwashing liquid and water because I know that I needed to spray because I'm seeing actual spider mites again. So I didn't want to deal with chemical because you guys know I'm not well. So I just said, you know what? I am going back. I'm keeping up with my hybrid approach. Soap water when I can. And when I see that it's not really effective enough, I would use some of the stuff from the lab. So this is my dwarf banana plant. Look at that. That baby is loving life. She's about, what? How much is that, guys? About 2.5 feet. That's how much she is right now. I cut off some of those leaves because she was in the walkway, restricting the flow of traffic. Here, under here, I have my oh boy, aloes in pots, and these guys, you guys remember when I up potted these? They are taking off as well. I have been using this plant more than this one for the chickens to keep them in good health. One had diarrhea the other day, and I picked one and I put it in their water, and it was doing good. This plant here had a bunch of fruits on it. They're probably all decomposing by now, but it dropped all the fruit. I'm guessing that has to do with all the rain that falls from the roof right here, and this plant isn't happy about it. So it has dropped quite a bit of fruit, and as you can see, it's a little bit yellow. So what I did, because of the excess water, what I've done is I had some boric acid. I tend to use that sometimes for ants. I tend to mix that with something that I see that the ants are loving. And when the ants take it to the nest and feed it to the queen, it kind of kill the nest. So if you have like ants nests, and you could get your hands, go to a pharmacy and get boric acid. You got to be careful with that stuff, guys. Don't want that up in your fingernails. So use a spoon and mix whatever you're mixing. Ants these days, they're not after sugar so much. I find they're after things like, like when you make cornbread and the crumbs of the cornbread, they tend to take that more than ants. So just mix the boric acid with whatever you see the ants are wanting to eat. And when they take that to the queen and she perishes, the whole nest will die along with her. So if you have that problem, that's the most, in my opinion, the most natural way, the most less chemical way. And the boron from that boric acid, the plants, they take it up and they thrive as well. Of course, you have to do that with moderation. It's too much of anything is not good. So that's just a tip there. If you have ants problems, you can use boric acid mixed with something for the ants to take up and take to the nest and deal. But it takes some time though. It doesn't happen one time. So you may have to do it over and over. And here in Trinidad, we got it in the pharmacy. So you could check the pharmacy for that. All right. Here is my, oh, behind me, my cucumber plant. So it has a bunch of cucumbers on it that needs to be picked. So I also gave this plant some of the boron. As you can see, the leaves have seen better days. And I've already started new cucumber plants and put this in my pocket. And so I'm hoping that, this plant holds out long enough to the point when the other one starts to produce that I can then rip out this one. So I'm going to baby this one as long as I can. So yeah, so this one's still doing all right. It's reached to the top, and there are cucumbers all along. Again, with the influx of rain, a lot of the plants they are dropping their fruit. So that's one of the things of growing in the rainy season. Um, yeah, plants tend to do that. They tend to drop the fruit when it is too much rain and when it's not enough rain. Sad to say, just got to get that part just right. So yeah, so I have 3 cucumbers in my pockets here. Excellent, excellent stuff. So there's a little bit of cucumbers coming again. There's some higher up. And so this vine is doing pretty good. Alrighty, so here is my avocado plant. You guys, this is a 3 gallon container. This thing wants to live. I gotta get me a drum and I'm going to leave it right here because my research said that avocado does not like blazing sun. It prefers partial shade. And so I'm going to leave it right here because it's doing its best. And I'm thinking if I can get it to keep living, I can hopefully get avocados in a container at some point. Look at that. This is as tall as me now. It's by my cheeks. So it's pretty tall for this 3 gallon container. And as they always say, planting a tree, should have done it yesteryear. So I'm gonna try and get this potted up so that I can encourage it to continue growing and probably get some avocados in a year or two. Who knows? Yeah, so that's what's happening food wise in the corner here. Of course, I have my pops of color, my butterfly plant, my crown of thorns, and I also have some giant marigolds here. I am struggling, guys. This is another tomato plant. The tomato plants are not doing well. I gave this a dose of Epsom salts as well as I sprayed it with soap water yesterday. So I'm thinking that I would just probably trim this back some and see how it resprouts. But this is a yellow pear tomato and it's not doing well. Not doing well. None of my tomato trees are doing well actually. On this, whoopsie daisy. On this side, my can you see that? It's all of the leaves are doing this. I guess that's a bit too much water. I'm guessing that's what it is. And it's doing that. So I think I might need to get me a water soluble fertilizer and get that Confederation rose back up into health because it's looking yellow each day more and more. Every time it rains, it's getting more and more yellow. Here, I don't know the name of this plant. Do you guys know the name of this plant? But I've always been in love with it. And this one is doing well. It's finally bouncing up and, giving me that classiness. And I mixed in a little bit of my of this plant again here with it. Behind me, I have my Cuban oregano. Stuff like this I like for, cheesy breads, like a cheese pizza. I love to put that. I also have these beautiful flowers here. Here, look at this, guys. Remember when I planted this basket? So the mint is doing really well. We've been chewing it raw, putting it in teas, and it is doing well. And the flowers below, they are looking beautiful. More and more beautiful every day. So hopefully it continues to bush up and we won't see that white eventually. Oh yes, they're nitpicking away at this oats and egg. That's good for them. Okay, so my petunia is holding on. It's holding on, but it does need a dose of water soluble fertilizer. Get it greening again. I also have a bunch of seed that I need to come in here and harvest out so that I don't have to buy petunia seeds ever again. Lots of the petunias, they are bloomed. You can see them here. I have petunias everywhere. Where else I have petunia? I have petunia over here. All of these I grew from seed. Here, my dahlia, she's doing well still. I have her alive still. She gave me about 3 blooms the other day. I picked them off to just keep her going. Here I also have, I don't know what colors are here, but we'll see what how they bloom later down. So just to give you guys a overview of how it looks. It's really, really beautiful when the flowers are fully open. It's just amazing. Here to my left I have pimento pepper, or what we call a seasoning pepper. One of Trinidad most loved seasoned pepper, the pimento pepper. I also have my Canna G. These are doing great. I've picked off of these as well. And guys, you see the size of that bell? Do you see the size of that bell pepper? I have years, guys. I'm just leaving it on there to see what color it is. And I'm looking forward to it so much. So I have another Canna G. This is how the Canna G looks. It not quite tastes like a bell pepper, but it does. It's close to it. It's close to it. The bell pepper is more sweet than the Canna G. This is another bell here. As you can see, the plant is suffering. I sprayed the soap water, but once I don't see any improvement by 2 days, I am going to use my stuff from my lab. Another Canna G. This one as well isn't doing so great, but I'm fighting up with it, guys. I'm really trying my best with these plants. Yeah, so these pak choys are still going, guys. You guys remember them? We harvest out all the others because they started to bolt, but these are still going nice and strong. These two, and I have a bunch more started, more seedlings started. Giant marigold, my lemon thyme is doing good as well. And I started these thymes here from seed. I just sprinkled them here on top. When you're planting thymes from seed, it's best not to disturb the soil. Compact the soil, and then because the seed is so fine, then you sprinkle it on the top and compact it again and leave it until it germinates. Here is a red chili pepper. The mites was just decimating it, so I just pull off all the leaves and treated it with some soap, and it's fairly okay. It still needs a lot more TLC to get back to where I want it to be. My stevia plant is going to flower, but I've been picking off the flowers to prevent it from doing that, because once the flowers open, that's it. The plant will no longer be sweet. I am not sure what type of pepper this is, but I'm working with it, guys. You can see the mites are all over that one as well. Look at this. We got a bunch of purple cayennes to come and pick up, and I'm planning to make my sweet Thai chili sauce with this. It's not going to be red, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be delicious. Over here I have another pimento pepper as well. Nice tall healthy looking plant, and a few blooms on it, but I'm not seeing any fruits as yet. Again, the jalapenos are still producing blossoms. My mom was here and she pulled off a lot of the leaves down below. Here is this banana pepper that I cut all the way down. It has reshoot. It has some fruit on it, But as you can see, it's not in the best because I didn't really spray in the last couple of weeks. So I need to start spraying to get these guys back up. This is another banana here that needs a lot of help at the moment. This is a jalapeno. Again, as I was telling you guys, it's an environmental thing. These mites, they just resurge and resurge. So to keep them in good health, you have to treat them regularly. Such is life. My nice house plant, don't know the name of it, but it is happy. My elephant ears, look how big. With all the rain, look how big they're bushing up pretty nice in this nice velvety field. It's amazing. The celosia seen better days, but that's all right. Once these dry, I will get more seeds. The periwinkle, I don't know if periwinkle likes shade because I'm not liking this plant. It's alive, but you know, it's not giving me how periwinkle normally blooms like a whole lot. This one isn't doing that. Behind all of this stuff, I have a cucumber plant, a cucumber seedling here that I plan to allow to grow up here to be my next succession of cucumbers. And I have this trellis here already, so that's my plan there. Here, this has in my yard long beans, or what we call locally bodie. No bodie. I've been seeing the birds in here, so I'm not sure if the birds are coming by and eating my flowers. I am not sure, guys, but from the looks of it, it looks pretty. Looks beautiful up there, but no beans as yet. The, the flowers, they're doing pretty all right. This is the canary bird and the green envy. They're doing pretty good. Down here, I have the daikon radish. I am not sure. This is the first time I'm growing this stuff, but I'm not sure if it's doing good. But it's alive. Over here, I have some strike beans. These are green beans. So I'm seeing a little beans coming on. A little bit of beans coming on. The flowers in, it's flowers in. So, you know, all those flowers in there. So pretty soon, all goes well, we will have our first set of green beans to harvest and munch on. Down here, these are my next set of what is this, pak choy. So I'm just trying to keep them alive. The butterflies are coming by and laying on them, as small as they are. And I have been coming out and spraying the soap water. I sprayed the soap water on it to help me with the leaf miner and the butterflies. So for now, these are doing pretty okay. When they started off, they were leggy, but these were bounced back. I'm not too concerned about these guys. They'll be all right. Here is a eggplant that seems to be stunted, so I may give up on it and start afresh. I don't know what's going on in here, but I'm trying to get me some lettuce, some Merlot lettuce from that. Over here is this orange eggplant that's giving me zero eggplant, guys. Zero. And it's testing my patience. My mother said, be patient some more. So I'm going to leave it alone and see what happens. But I really don't have time to waste on empty space. If it's not producing, it will have to go eventually. So these are some more petunias I started from seed. Beautiful flower. I'm so glad it lasts all day, all night, and that's what I wanted, an everlasting bloom. This straw flower got broken, but it's still there, holding on to their life. This is a butternut squash. Got these seeds from my aunt. These are green amaranth that I'm going to be using as bhaji, and I have some other seedlings that came up in other places that I'm going to transplant here. My plan here for this container is to plant a bunch of brassicas. So I'm going to try planting the cauliflower in this bed. But this bed I know has nematodes in it. So I am going to try and get me some crab meal so that I can, the crab meal, let goes this component that stunt or kills the nematodes, stop them from thriving. So I want to get me some crab meal to put in this bed so that it can help me combat the nematodes in this bed. So if you're having nematodes in your pots in your garden, I've heard that crab meal helps with that. So you could probably check into that if you have nematodes as well. All right, so coming around here, these is the citrus. I've moved this, all the blossoms, they pollinate and then the fruit drop off. So I'm thinking that it needed more direct sun. So I moved this lemon here in order for it to get some more sun. Because as you can see, over there is quite shaded. With the summer solstice, over there gets shaded. And with the winter solstice behind me is shaded and over here is more sunny. So right now over here is shaded for now. And we're just passing the pretty corner, the butterfly and bee corner. So this is the Mexican sunflower. As you can see, it's had better days. I cut this all the way back and it's re-springing. The zinnia has seen better days. It's on its way out. So pretty soon I'm going to have to start me a new zinnia plant, and so that I can keep getting beautiful blooms in this corner. This volunteer papaya came up in the pot with the orange and I left it. As you guys know, volunteers tend to do so much better than the intentional planters. I don't know why, but it's just a fact. And look at that. Already I have a papaya growing here. Hopefully it doesn't fall off, and more flowers, more papayas to come. And it's within hand reach, and I'm happy about that. Here are some seedlings for the cotton candy berry or Panama berry. Um, some people have asked for them, so I have been trying to get some so that I can give it away and let people get their hands on this beautiful fruit. The Gamfinas, they are doing great. I've been hearing people calling this bachelor button, but guys, when you excuse me, when you research bachelor button, it's a pretty little flower, and when you research Gamfinas, this is what you see come up on the web. So this is a Gamfina, just doing great. Bunch of seeds right there that I will have to harvest and put down for later use and to share with others as well. Down here is my new bed of culantro or shadow benny. We use this a lot as well. It has a lot of seed pods on this here, so I'm just gonna just pick and sprinkle them because we use this quite a bit. It's a quite a unique flavor herb. It makes beef and goat, takes out that earthiness from those red meats. It's absolutely decadent in curries. So yeah, so this is my culantro or shadow benny pot. This is where I come and I get my stash for my meals. Yeah, over here, if you know, this is the broadleaf thyme, oregano, and lastly the Panama berry. The birds have been on this plant like so much, so many different types, and some of them I don't even know the name of them, but had so many berries on it and the birds have been coming by. Here I have celery going, so I've transplanted the celery here and it seems to be doing pretty all right. Oh, I also planted the golden beets and they didn't do so great. They didn't do so great at all. So there's sort of like what, two, three golden beets alive there out of all of them. So I planted the celery in here and we'll see how those come. My throat. It's on fire. Oh my word. Let me just take a seat here. I have to take some energy to get these chairs all fixed up, all painted, cleaned up and painted, so that I can continue enjoying my garden. I want to thank you guys for spending time with me today. I still have a bunch of seeds that I want to put into the ground, and those onion seeds I need to put into some soil and keep the garden, with food. Oh, I forgot to show you my bean tower. Yeah, so this bean tower is no longer a bean tower. It's peppers, has a pimento pepper there. I took these basils out of the greenhouse and I stuck them there. And I also have some amaranth or baji or callaloo or some call it. And I had some there. My mom put it in a harvested it and put it in a dish, stew chicken, and it's now respringing over there. Yeah, so I'm intentionally planting more and more food in the garden because, as my husband says, it is paying off big time, big time. We're seeing a big dent in the grocery bill. And so, if I could continue doing this, we can see how it can help us be able to do lots more with the funds, the little funds that we have. So yeah, take you guys along with me as I try my best to share with you what I'm learning, what I'm doing in this little space that I have. Pretty soon, we're going to be getting more meat birds because we're down to 6 meat birds, and we need to get the next batch started pretty soon. And hopefully, this time I don't lose as many birds, but if I do, that's okay. It's a learning process until I get it. So, guys, thanks so much for joining me again. I really appreciate all of you who have subscribed. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I appreciate those who have shared my videos, those who have given me comments, those who subscribe, and those who continue to watch my videos every time that I post them. I really want to say thank you for letting me reach the 600 mark. That's amazing, guys. When the year began, I was at 100 and something, and never in my wildest dreams I thought I would have make it to, past 500 in a couple months. So it shows that you guys are appreciating the little content that I'm bringing out, and I want to say that I appreciate you for your support. See you guys in the next one. Take care. I'm going to try to take care of myself because my throat is killing me right now. But until we see each other, guys, take care. Lots of love from me and the kids to you. Bye.